Wait a minute. This isn't the right color. Hey, namaskar everyone. How are you? Hopefully everybody's been doing fantastic. Listen, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by and checking it out. I hope you're going to stick around. If you're already a subscriber, thank you and welcome back. I am in Poland, Ohio. I wanted to do a quick video to bring you something that maybe you didn't know was here. Very interesting, one-of-a-kind bridge that's in Ohio. It was built in 1877 by William Tresner. Well, it wasn't built by William Tresner, but it was designed by William Tresner, who was actually a physician out of Cleveland, Ohio, kind of tinkered with engineering, and he came up with this really unique, one-of-a-kind patent for bridges. And it's the only one in Ohio is right here in Poland, Ohio. And it actually leads to a very nice cemetery that's filled with some Civil War soldiers. I'm not going to focus too much on a cemetery. I will walk back there, but I want to show you this bridge, and hopefully you come out here and give it a little bit more respect than I think it gets. I think a lot of people pass this bridge up because they don't know it's here. It's kind of like, it's off 616 over here, right off on the outskirts of Poland. Really unique. You're going to love it. So if you're ready for today's adventure, I suggest you get off the couch. You get ready. Let's go. All right. So here I am. This is Yellow Creek, which is cool. Got a little waterfall coming down. I thought this was actually going to be totally dry today, because it's been so dry. Not a lot of precipitation, not a lot of rain. Some blue jays flying around, and actually there's some cool spider webs. I don't know if you can see that. You can kind of make it out a little bit. A lot of spider webs down here, which is really cool. But we came here for what? We came here for the White Bridge, is what it's called. I know you're going to tell me, but that's not white. And I'm going to thank you for stating the obvious. But this right here is the White Bridge. You might know it as the Riverside Cemetery Bridge. You might know it as just a cemetery bridge. Some might know it as the Morse Bridge. But indeed, when this was built in 1877, this was the White Bridge. And I will get to why it was white a little later when we walk up the top. I wanted to start down here because I've never been at the bottom of it. So we will walk up here, and I'll tell you a little bit more about this bridge. I think there's a little trail over here that you can get like under it. Maybe we can see the stretch of it. But a little bit about the bridge, little recap of who made the bridge. I told you William Tresner, which was a physician out of Cleveland, Ohio. That's a nice picture right there. He was a physician out of Cleveland, Ohio. He tinkered in engineering, pretty well educated guy. And he came up with this design. The bridge design is an iron bowstring truss bridge. And when we get to the side, I'll tell you why it's called that. But yeah, I've never been underneath this bridge. And that's pretty wild. Look at all the turnbuckles.
Look at the phallus.
It's crazy, right? Wow. So cool. I thought there'd be like more nests down here, right?
No, just the...
We can see some people down here, which it's actually pretty clean, which well, there's some trash. But yeah, this is underneath. It stretches 127 feet, and I think it's 18 foot wide. But let's, yeah, that's wild. I've never been underneath this bridge, so that's pretty cool. And again, that's the Yellow Creek. But let's go up and cross the bridge. And there's a church right over there as well. So this is their yard, but you can park in the parking lot where I parked at. And I show you. Again, that's 616 up there. And little parking lot here. There's the church. Little parking lot, enough for maybe what? 5 cars, maybe 6. And you will be looking at the White Bridge. Now, this bridge used to be white when it was first built, and the whole reason it was white because you could see the rust that would bleed through the white, so you would know if you had to repair something and whatnot. More like a safety design. And I think there was I forget the guy's name, but he did write a book and kind of wanted all bridges to be a light color to know where the rust spots were. But this was indeed a white bridge. I think they painted it black, or I think they painted it black in 1947, ironically to hide the rust spots. So that's a funny story there. 1983 was placed on the National Register of Historic Places. I think a YSU student actually wrote a letter to try to get this bridge on that registry. But yeah, William Resner, again, not Trent Reznor, but William Resner, physician, he started the Ohio Bridge Company. And now he was out of Cleveland. And eventually, the Wrought Iron Bridge Company, which was out of Canton, Ohio, ended up, now there was a little time in between it, but eventually the Wrought Iron Bridge Company got all the patents and everything to this bridge. William Tresner actually went back to becoming a physician. He was a physician like in the square downtown of Cleveland. And he still messed with the engineering and design and stuff. And actually, I don't know if it's this part. Maybe I missed it. I might have to walk back down again, or it's on the other side. It might be down. It might be down here. Actually, let me see if I can. Let me see if I go over here. I should have did it while I was down there. This part right here, that part right here, where this all meets, this whole section was a design of his after the Wrought Iron Bridge Company got all his stuff, you know. He still designed, and that was one of his designs as well. Didn't think I was going to be climbing today. What a fantastic bridge. What a fantastic bridge. That's all I have to say. Now, if you look at it, you'll notice something different. Something crazy weird about it. Look at the tubular oval shape of this bridge. Super, super rare. Super rare. That was part of his design as well. I like the structure on there too. I always wondered if there was any signage that used to be up on top of those. Not sure if there was or not. But this is fun to walk across. And just that oval tubing makes this bridge like super unique. And as far as why is it a bowstring bridge, if you look, you have that arch, and then you have the flat. Not only the way it's held together by those two, but if you were to take a bow from like a bow and arrow and like have the, you know, the string down and the bow, it would make that shape. So it's an iron bowstring truss bridge is what this is. And this is the only one here in Ohio. I think there may be a one or two more in the country. So it is super rare. But yeah, the Wrought Iron Bridge Company took over the Ohio Bridge Company. This closed, I think, to traffic in 1984, reopened in 1998 after they did like a kind of like a remodel of it. Just, man, this is fantastic looking. I love this bridge, man. If you've never been across this bridge, you got to make it a point to. I mean, we're talking 1877, right? 1877. I think most people call this the Riverside Cemetery Bridge. Man. Yellow Creek. Somebody has like a love lock on there. I will tell you, there used to be a geocache on here. I haven't looked for it. Or I tried to look for it the last time I was here, actually, and I didn't find it. I don't know if it's not here anymore or if it moved. But you might want to check that out as well if you're into the geocaching and if you're on the geocache app or whatnot. You may be able to find a geocache here. Now, why is it called the Morse Bridge? What does that have any significance? Somewhere, and I'm not sure, it could be that way, it could be that way, and it could have been somewhere over here before the cemetery was over here. There was a man named Henry Morse. He worked for the Wrought Iron Bridge Company. He also had mills, and he had a house somewhere over here on this property. He had mills on this property, and I think that's one of the reasons they called it the Morse Bridge, because this bridge was indeed on his property. He wanted a bridge. He thought it would be a good idea to have a bridge. Like, he gave an idea as well that there should be another bridge over here. There was a main bridge on Main Street in Poland, which I think a year after this bridge was put up, they were moving a building across the bridge in Poland, and that bridge actually collapsed. I think 2 men died on there. I don't know if the horses did or not. But this bridge was still here and available for the people that wanted to go from Poland actually to probably Newcastle. Whoa, look at all.
No, look at this one. This is
Oh, that's a nice. Yeah, see, I don't know if
Look
you
at
can.
that.
I don't know if you can see that or not. It's so hard to see the spider. Yeah, it's so hard to see the
I'm
spider
so mad
web.
about the paper.
Yeah, we were gonna collect some spider webs. Yeah, it's hard to see. You can't even see that. A lot of
It's nice,
spider
though.
webs. A lot of
Nice.
crazy spider webs, cobwebs. Yeah, but check that out. The tubing, and what's great too is just the area. You know, you might as well consider this Youngstown as well. You know, we were a steel town, so you had all the elements here to make this bridge. You know, with the iron. But yeah, this originally was the white bridge because it was white at one time, and the whole reason it was white is so you could see the rust bleed through so you would know how to repair it. But this is fantastic, man. If you need to come and check this out. Even if you aren't into bridges, this is something of the past that's still here. It needs to be, you know, shown some respect, because you're not gonna find this. You're not gonna find this anywhere anymore. You're just not. Look at that. Is that wild or what? That is so cool. That is so awesome. That is so cool. Now, I am using my phone, so that's why this is completely point of view. Yeah, see, you can't drive back here anymore. There's some pictures you can find where actually cars are crossing it. Yeah, what a fantastic bridge. Look at that, man. What a fantastic bridge. Now, again, I'm not going to spend too much time in the cemetery, but it does indeed go back to the Riverside Cemetery. Nice walk. It's a nice loop walk back in here.
A lot of people walking.
Yeah, there is a lot of people walk here. Maybe I'll do a separate video on this at another time, but we can hit up a couple. We'll walk that way here in a bit. I'll actually show you an angel stone up there that I really love. And there's actually two here. One's kind of sad, but you know, cemeteries are to remember people by. But this one, I love the angel on here, right? And then you look on the back, just the wings. I mean, look at that. It's very, very, very unique. I like, there's another one with the wings as well, where I'll show you. Now this one, I told you one was sad too, but every time I see this one, the dinosaur. So no disrespect to anybody when I come here, you know, when I go to different cemeteries and such, but it is sad. It's sad, but the dinosaur here, and they have the bench. But yeah, that's why I said, but I wanted to show it. And if you look on the back, he must have really loved dinosaurs, because that's on the back. So yeah, it's sad, but you know, it's good to remember people here. And I think that dinosaur is actually permanently on there. They glued it or something. Oh shoot. Now you walk up here. Again, I'm not going to walk through the whole cemetery. I just want to show you a couple of my favorite stones that are up here. And again, we'll walk over. I believe it's over that way. Yeah, somewhere over there, which is the Civil War monument. But this over here actually is Civil War monument up there, I believe. I don't know. There's cannons out front. And I forget where I'm at because we're on the back end of the cemetery. But this right here, this is another one that I think is really, really super, super cool of a stone. And if you're in the, you know, photography and stuff and like angels, definitely. And I love the wings on this one, right? All right, so walking up just a little bit from where I was from, I figured I'd show you the Civil War monument, which is right there. I like the cannons. Really cool right there. And then Yeah. So Poland honors her sons who died in the war for the Union. Now, I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know if it is or not. But was William McKinley the 25th and the 26th president? I don't think so. I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't think he was. There you go. William McKinley was here for the dedication of this. And I show you all 4 sides of this, in case anybody knows anybody here or some family member of it. Like I said, maybe I'll investigate and read up on this cemetery more and maybe do another video on it. I don't know. The main thing was the bridge today. That's what I really wanted to show you. And I think there is another angel that I like over here too, if I remember where it was. But yeah, there is the Civil War monument. Here's the other angel that I was talking about right there. Yeah. Let's see her wings. It's a nice walk through here, I will tell you. But when I get back to the bridge, I'll recap where we are and tell you a little bit more about the actual cemetery, what I think about it. Not so much what I think about it, but why I don't really want to take a lot of pictures in here and video. But I do like the angels. All right, so I am back on the bridge, the White Bridge, the Riverside Cemetery Bridge, the Cemetery Bridge, or the Morse Bridge. Again, Poland, Ohio. Very unique, very one-of-a-kind bridge from 1877. So make the trip out here and walk across it. Just walk across it. Maybe when you come, maybe we'll have some rain and maybe Yellow Creek will be like really flowing. Nice history. Like you're walking across history, for real. A lot of spider webs. Like I said, check out, if you're into geocaching, there used to be a geocache on this bridge. I don't know if it still is or not. And that being said, I forget exactly where it was. Let me talk a little bit about the actual Riverside Cemetery. I showed you the 3 angels that I like in that cemetery. I love those stones. I showed you the one with the dinosaur on it. No disrespect whatsoever. Only reason I showed that is because the stone has the dinosaurs on the back, and we're remembering people at the cemetery. But I think it's a unique stone. Also, there are a lot of Civil War soldiers in here, and there are also a lot of kids in here. So it's, even though it's a celebration of sorts, that's what cemeteries were used for, it's really sad when you walk through and you see some of those stones. So I didn't want to do too much in there. Everything is so decorated in there for fall. I mean, they really keep that cemetery up. It's great. I mean, it's decorated for, there's fall and there's Halloween and there's pumpkins. There's tons of mums back there, like tons of mums. everything is so clean and just kept. And it's so nice to walk through a cemetery and see that they have those up for, and it looks like that. A lot of cemeteries don't want you to put anything. But I probably won't go through there and take any pictures or videos any more than what I just did, only because when I say there's a lot of kids back there, there's a lot of kids back there. So I think it would be disrespectful if I was showing all that. But take a walk through here. You can see for yourself. The stones are beautiful. The monuments are beautiful. The flowers, the keep up on the place was beautiful. And this bridge is just super, super cool. I love it. One of a kind here in Poland, Ohio. You're not gonna see this anywhere else, especially with this tubular oval truss design here. Super, super cool. You know what else I was thinking? There's a hill over there. It's not that big of a hill. But if you have like little kids, I think it would be fun in the wintertime to like maybe see the frozen yellow creek, maybe walk across the bridge. Little sled riding hill right there, I think.
I thought you were gonna say to roll down.
Well, you could roll down there but I was talking in the wintertime. But you could roll down there, but I think that'd be a pretty, you can't really tell from the camera, but I think that would be a great, it is a good hill. I think that'd be a nice sled riding hill. But listen, that's it for today's adventure. I hope you liked it. I hope I showed you something new that you didn't know was here. I hope you get to walk some of that history here in Poland, Ohio. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share the channel, leave a comment. I do read them all, and I try to reply to them all. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. But I really hope I showed you something that you didn't know was here. Until I see you on the next adventure, wherever that may be, Fata Malenge.